So, did you know that the ratings for the NBA have gone down since last year?
Since last year?
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Quickie mother.
So yeah. Welcome to Askew Citizens.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna talk a little sports today, man.
Right.
Yeah.
We like the NBA.
Yeah, we do. We love the NBA.
You knew that!
That's my number one sport. Right in front of tennis for me.
Okay, I was gonna say I can't say it's my number one sport. You all might not know, but I'm NFL Steelers fan. Represent.
You knew that!
But let's talk NBA.
Ratings have dropped over the first few months compared to last year. Supposedly it's dropped by like 18%. And they came up with a bunch of different explanations.
I know they have a lot of reasons, but let's go ahead and address that. I think when it comes to the whole China scenario, that's kind of like when the NFL, and yeah, I'm kind of bringing the NFL back into it. But when they were worried about the reaction from Colin Kaepernick, they were worried about like ratings are down, and that might be due to the fan base, like some of them checking out. I believe that was more to like there's so much media that people have options to watch.
Right.
That maybe they might have been watching Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, going to a movie, like just other things. Maybe DVRing the game, or maybe their team wasn't doing that well.
Right.
So with the NBA, I don't think it might be like the whole China thing, because that seems kind of...
Yeah, it seems a little extreme. And I think the casual fan doesn't care about that event, the fact that they went over there, had an exhibition, and then all these crazy things with the Rockets owner or whatever happened.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if the casual fan is even going to like pick up on something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
The casual fan should be more worried about James Harden in the playoffs when it comes to the Rockets.
Right. Well, just knowing that like there's certain teams that like regardless of how well they do in the regular season, they're not going to win.
Right.
It's like maybe that's
possibly like kind of checking out.
That's what we would think. I mean, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many different outlets, like you said, where you can watch the NBA. I mean, you can watch just the highlights on YouTube. You can't stay up till like 10:30 to watch these West Coast games,
right?
Or whatever.
For people like us that are on the East Coast, like I would love to watch a late Utah game. Yeah. I've heard they're
Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell is doing great. Well, I'll check the highlights because it's a little late to stay up.
He is he's not homegrown yet. But he went to our school. So
he did go to the University of Louisville, and that's where we're located at. What are some of the other reasons?
Oh, they also mentioned load management. It's something they're saying so often that they might as well put it in the dictionary, the NBA dictionary. Load management. This applies to one player in the San Antonio Spurs, but now they mention it so much as if this is widespread, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, a couple years ago, actually probably about 5, 6, 7 years ago, Popovich, the coach for the San Antonio Spurs, kind of started resting players. Actually, you go probably back a decade.
Possibly.
When he started resting Tim Duncan and everyone down the line.
Right, Parker and Ginobili, as they got older, he's rested them for games that they possibly could win without them, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it makes total sense because they want them to be fresh for the playoffs.
Yeah, but the one big argument to that, and we can both kind of side with both sides, is that a lot of people were paying a lot of money to see the star coming into town, and then they're not playing, or even that home star come to play at the home arena, and then they're not playing.
Yeah, I mean it's like completely sucks.
If I went to a Indiana Pacers Utah game and I wanted to see Donovan Mitchell, and then I found out because of load management we're going to be sitting him that night,
and yeah, I would be pretty upset. And now the simple fact that for a time, I mean, the NBA's hottest star, Kawhi Leonard, that's what he used all last year. And then you see the result, they're thinking like, well, maybe they should do that, all of them. And it's like, it's hard to get behind that idea.
And it's hard for, I think, both of us, because we're kind of old school that I think Jordan over a 6-year span missed 9 games.
Over a career, other than his second year when he got injured, for the rest of his career, he only missed 7 games.
There you go.
Total.
So
it's that's just the norm back then. But now it's like, okay, now I'm only going to play 60, but I'm going to guarantee you a ring. Well, it's just so hard to get behind it. I mean, and I like Kawhi so much, but I'm like...
I would need to see someone do analytics to where there's an actual correlation between durability and success down the line. You know, because a lot of players, if you get that one injury, like a Derrick Rose, it's just you're not going to come back from it.
Right.
So like,
but a lot of players do come back too now. Like Westbrook had a meniscus tear. That's what Zion's going through now, and he's still extremely fast. He doesn't like necessarily blooming on everybody every time, but he's like he came back. I mean, 100%. Paul George.
And well, more to the argument then, it's kind of like you either have the ability or the durability, the best ability being availability. There was a lot of abilities in that last like little paragraph, but what I'm saying is it's like you're either going to stay healthy or recuperate or you're not.
Right,
so like
right.
trying to avoid it.
I know. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple fact that like it's hard because it's like as much as you want to go pull behind those players that do that, it's like, well, they're basically saying, okay, MVP doesn't matter, scoring champion, the regular season doesn't matter. Hence, the reason why people aren't tuning in, because it's like the players are saying it, the media, if they get behind it, if we get behind it, then it's like, well, then why should I watch until they're really playing, they're taking it seriously, they'll play every game.
Right.
That could be a reason for the ratings.
The audience is like holding out till after the All-Star break.
Right.
You know?
Right. You know?
That's a definite possibility. One of my biggest qualms with the NBA recently has been over the past decade, the whole one and done phase.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about this earlier off camera. I don't understand why you bring in a player and develop them for 3 to 4 years when you could have just let them play at a higher level from high school and college for 3 to 4 years and actually get a real commodity, not a possibility.
Right. It's just that whole, just the fact that at one point the best players in the league were guys that came straight out of high school. Kobe, Garnett, LeBron. It was just like at one point, it's just like, well, dang, if we do take that risk and gamble, maybe we hit the jackpot to where the guy, no, but I agree with you 100%.
Well, we were looking at the last, what was it, 3-4 years when it came to like top 3 picks. In 2016, we had Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram drafted number 1 and 2. Ben Simmons still doesn't have a jump shot.
Right.
He actually hit his first career 3.
They want him to shoot it.
And he does. Ben Simmons shoots the 3. The fans want it. They're asking for it.
Yeah.
It's like,
And Brandon Ingram is still a work in progress.
he's doing really well for the Pelicans.
Yeah.
But he has that health issue. I think he has some kind of like blood clot or something. Anyway.
And we go to 2017. You had the miraculous Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball.
Right.
Number 1 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, they've got a name, but
Right.
in terms of their actual production, it's like, no, they're not franchise players. They're not transformational players.
Markelle Fultz almost forgot how to play basketball. And I think that had a lot to do with a lot of people put hype around you. You're just a kid. You're like 18. They throw you in with all these adults on the highest playing field of basketball. And they're like, hey, be awesome.
Right. It's really hard, like, when they're like godlike in high school. Clearly, yeah, they're like smashing everybody, but that doesn't mean that you can play against the best in the whole country.
Right, grown men.
I mean, but like,
Grown men.
they're like levels above you in terms of experience, their workouts, everything. Obviously, in football, you absolutely cannot do that because you would die.
No.
You know?
Well, in basketball, it's like they're like, hey, you got 82 games now.
I know.
You're going to be
When you're
jumping on
coming
this
from-
plane from plane to plane to plane.
Yeah,
You're hanging around all these different cities, all these new experiences. You're 18.
The transition from college, from what 33 games to the NBA to 82, that's like supposedly like this huge. It's like, that's just crazy.
Right.
It's like that.
Right.
That's hectic.
And I look at a cat like Fultz and I kind of feel sorry for him because he probably, the guy literally forgot how to shoot a basketball. And you were picked in the top 2 in the NBA. So you had talent. Something had to overwhelm him.
You knew that!
And
Right.
getting into that environment, it had to be like just a whole culture shock, like life shock.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It's just, I mean, in the end, they have so much. They obviously
Bioshock.
have so much they have so much money that they're willing to take that risk on someone. Say, but what if this is the next guy? Because it's like that's pretty much what it is. But you're saying that this could be a result of people tuning out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like like I'm a Knicks fan. You know, RJ Barrett, we drafted him this year. You know, he's doing okay, but the cat didn't have the limelight that say Zion had on him.
Right. Oh yeah, no, that's killed. I'm sure that has a lot to do with the whole the lack of like interest in the NBA. Even college people, I'm sure a lot of pro NCAA fans were about to try to transfer over and watch some of Zion's games because of, I mean, there was an extreme amount of hype.
Right.
You know, and then the fact that we're getting this echoing effect of like these first year players getting hurt before they even really start. I mean, it's like some people may have just gotten fed up with it, you know?
And it's one of those things where if you're a kid and you're going into this grind, before you can even get into the real meat grinder, your body's already like so stressed out that, you know, injuries are happening.
Right.
And this didn't happen 15 years ago.
I mean,
you know?
no. I mean, I think it's just the fact that the game is so fast now, and it's just so. It's not as physical in terms of like you're bumping and grinding and playing every play, but it's just so meant on like running,
cutting. You know what I'm saying? All your joints and everything.
I mean, people are literally like jumping out of their skin and they're getting hurt. Durant has been hurt twice. He's missed 2 years out of his career. This is a guy that could have. I mean, it's like he could have passed Kareem. He was clearly. It's like if anyone passes Kareem all-time scoring, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
But he's already minus 2 years, so it's like it probably ain't going to happen now.
Oh, 2018. We had. Actually, I have to look at these names. DeAndre Ayton. He went to Phoenix and Marvin Bagley were the number 1 and 2 picks in 2018. Who? You see what I'm saying?
I don't know. It's like neither of them are Isaiah Thomas. So
yeah, you know, like, but I bet you in 3 or 4 years, one of them might actually be a commodity to the team. And I understand you want to get that money or whatever, so you jump, you know, out of college.
I would too,
but
for sure.
But
the simple fact, I think it is lowering the quality of the game. I mean, just because we're having a lot of guys that they really aren't ready to play.
No.
And you know, and the league is and unfortunately it is suffering to a degree, which may contribute to this whole ratings drop. I mean, me personally, I think that it's like the media coverage on the NBA is so polarized. It's so focused on what you're going to talk about the Lakers, even when they didn't play the night before. You're going to talk about maybe Houston and the Clippers. It's not like promoting the NBA as a whole. I have no idea what Indiana's doing unless I myself dig for it. This isn't like daggone Def Jux. This isn't underground. It's a daggone NBA.
Right.
Do you understand? I don't know what their record is. Did Oladipo come back? I mean, when he was there, they took the Cavs to Game 7 in the first round. It's like they were actually on a come up.
That's a really good question.
You know what I mean?
Because I get this year that LeBron is playing bonkers.
Right.
Okay, he's playing like bonkers.
Yeah, that is something.
Yeah, I'll give kudos to that. But as far as what's going on in Houston, have they not learned their lesson over the past 5 years? James Harden is amazing in the regular season.
I mean, it's like, duh.
Shake weight. The man disappears in the playoffs. He vanishes.
You knew that!
The media isn't really, I mean, it's like, why do they still put the spotlight on him now? They're not even looking at the reigning MVP, the Bucks.
Right.
To be honest, they don't even look at him.
They'll put Giannis on a commercial real quick, you know. Always dunked. And that's about it.
English? Is that it?
But every time I tune in to NBA TV or like on ESPN, James Harden gets so much coverage. And I'm sorry, yes, he has a new step back 3 this year. What? So he can throw his leg out even further to get back to the line? You know, you shoot a bunch of ill-advised threes and you go to the line like 15 to 20 times a game.
That's
stellar basketball.
Like, straight up though, I mean, I will say he is a high impact player because yes, that stuff he's doing, like it or not, he does get you to the playoffs. But he fizzles out in the playoffs the exact same way. Every single time.
For the past
and
4 years.
It just keeps happening.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. Last year, the man couldn't even make a free throw in the fourth quarter. I don't care about his stat line. I saw Chris Paul play a clean, consistent game in that fourth quarter when they went down to Golden State.
Right.
You know, I saw him play a clean, consistent fourth quarter. Chris Paul gave it his all. James Harden looked like he was in desperation the whole time. I thought you were James Harden. I thought you had this dribble. He continues to dribble, step back three.
So the fact, I mean, so he could get 50 or whatever at will, and then it's like when the team really needs it, it's like
you couldn't hit free throws.
And it's like, and I think he's awesome, but at the same time, it's like, why is he getting more coverage when it's like this is the same story every single year? I mean, this is like, are these just because this is a result of inflated stats? I mean, what? I mean, it's like, are we just looking at numbers?
And that's a key point, the inflated stats.
Right.
The analytics, the analytic takeover.
I mean, it just like, does that contribute to a W and not just a regular season W? It's like, come on. It's like, why are we giving them so much more coverage than the rest of the league? It's as simple as that.
Right.
So like the Orlando fans, yeah, they should be, but they're disenfranchised because they don't get any attention at all. So playoff teams are being disenfranchised with the media coverage. I mean, like Indiana, like I said before, Portland had a huge upset against Westbrook in the OKC last year. They still don't get any media coverage.
Well, Melo's getting media coverage because they picked him back up.
Right, he gets the media coverage, but not
up,
Portland as a whole. Portland has been doing a lot worse this year. So,
only 5-11, I think.
You know, the Spurs, after all of those years of just excellence, I mean, just consistent play, they never ever have gotten the media coverage that some of these other, you know, quote unquote, highlight teams are.
Right. The NBA's responsibility to do kind of like the NFL, promote the whole league, promote everyone. The NFL is like all about the shield, whereas the NBA is about the star player.
Mm-hmm. Right. I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
You knew that!
If your team isn't being televised, et cetera, then it's like, well, I mean, you know, might as well not watch.
Yeah, and for people like us that don't live in an NBA town, it is an actual issue.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure like in Orlando, the Magic get plenty of coverage.
Right.
But I can tell you one player that plays for them.
Other than Eric Gordon, the guy was in the dunk contest.
No, I know that, yeah.
But right. But
I just learned that.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that the Warriors' dominance over the past 5 years, the fact that it's like, well, there's no reason to watch because they're definitely going to win? Do you think, like, people have just been, you know, just so jaded by that fact that they're like, you know what, I'm not even going to bother?
You know what, I think it's kind of the reverse because it was kind of like using the Patriots as an example. Everyone loves to hate them. If I'm a Steelers fan and this guy's a Baltimore fan, we can collectively agree that we hate the Patriots. Mm-hmm. Golden State was that team in the NBA. Mm-hmm. So once they disband and now they're total garbage, there are a lot of people that would tune in to see their team play the supervillain because they were a super team.
Right.
Now without that super team, it's just kind of LeBron and AD, you know, Kawhi, and like now recently Paul George just came back.
Right.
Or James Harden and Russell Westbrook.
That's pretty much all the coverage that you're going to get.
Literally.
I mean, no matter what they'll think of a story, the media is the cause of this decrease.
Damn media. You can't trust the media.
The player movement, I think that may have something to do with it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the simple fact, it's great that the NBA player now is it's a lot more empowered. They can take control of their careers, et cetera, but at the same time, it's like, has it gone too far? I mean, now fans of a specific team, how can they identify with their team or really get behind them when all those players could be gone like in a year?
Yeah,
this is the one and done.
Case in point, I'm a Knicks fan.
You knew that!
Now that's hard to say on camera. I'm a Knicks fan. I've been a Knicks fan since the Jordan era. Love my team, hate James Dolan. That being said, a year and a half ago, guess what I bought? A Porzingis.
Oh, it's a collector's item.
Jersey. Well, now it's like I can't wear it. You know, it's kind of $40 it was spent for like no reason.
Well, no, you can. I mean, but every single jersey that you buy now, you have to be aware that it's going to be a collector's item. I mean, it's like they're not going to play on that team in like a month.
As a Knicks fan, it's like I looked at the unicorn thinking, like, this is one staple that we'll keep there
Right,
and
like
kind of try to
Ewing.
build the franchise. Yeah, no. And I waited. It's still, like, literally 4 months later, the guy was off the team.
I think of the whole jersey thing is like, well, I mean, I want a Turkaloo jersey when he was on like
Turkaloo.
Yeah, when he was on Sacramento, because I like the way he was on there over the other teams that he played for. So I would do that. Or Jason Kidd, I want it on the Suns because it's like, yeah, I like that version of Kidd over like the Nets one or whatever. So it's not too bad. But your point, yeah, that's real. That's real.
Hedo Turkaloo played for Orlando.
Yeah. When Dwight Howard went to the finals.
Yeah.
Beating LeBron and all that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll edit that out. Definitely editing that out. God, I'll probably wind up leaving it in.
So supposedly it's been down. It's down across the board. ESPN, NBA TV, TNT. I mean, ABC hasn't started airing games yet, so we don't have any numbers on that.
The NBA, which we all know has been very, very top heavy,
Right.
West heavy.
Right.
But
for a long time, yeah.
Now in a day and age where it should be even and out,
Yeah,
You
but
would think
players
people-
are getting hurt and all that. I mean, Durant not being able to play, Warriors getting hurt. I mean, it's just like season. I think in the end it'll be satisfactory. I think it'll be a good season overall, but it is kind of a letdown when the whole thing with the 2 players per team. It's like when it's like, well, it's not really there yet,
we might have to revisit this NBA conversation after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
See if things have changed. Hey, thanks for checking in with Askew Citizens. NBA conversation.
All
It
the
will
stats are
continue.
inflated. All of them are inflated. Do not pay do not sit there and look at that and be like, oh, well, no. You can't compare this to any time, okay? I don't care. In the NBA, you got so many people.
Preach.
How many people are going to be able to score 50? They got. Are you a high impact player? If they
Can't
don't
hand
make it to
check.
the playoffs,
Can't hand check nobody.
dude, you can literally take their arm and pull it away as an offensive player.
Oh yeah.
That's like. That and think that this is real.
Real talk.
Okay.
Preach.
The simple fact is the defenders are like completely impotent.
Yep.
To
Can't
stop.
hand check.
You know
Can't
what I mean?
hand check.
Can literally take the person's arm and pull it away or shove them off before they go full leg.
Offense play is bullshit.
Every single. I mean, you got guys getting high impact players.
Preach on. Speak
It's like
on,
a
brother.
daggone Harlem Globetrotter.
Speak on, brother.
NBA don't even think for a second
That's
that
real.
these point daggone triple doubles.
You know,
They
Jordan
don't make the playoffs. Are
can't
they
hand
even
check
high
on
impact
defense.
players? I mean, daggone, you
Yeah.
can literally like take someone's hand and are just rendered impotent.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. That's real talk. Askew Citizens, real talk. We out.